All right, guys, UFOs are back in the news once again, and it looks like they'll be in the news for quite some time to come, because as we know, we've talked about this a few times before on this channel. I will post this in the video description down below, but yeah, the US government is releasing documents, quite a lot of documents, on UFOs, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? This is happening this month, apparently, and very famous UFO guy, Nick Pope, this guy right here, has just released a new interview. Now, for you guys who don't really know who he is, right? Hey everybody. Nick Pope worked for the Ministry of Defense for 21 years, right? From 1991 to 1994, he was posted to a division where his duties included investigating UFOs to assess the defense implications. So basically, he worked within the government to try and find out what these UFOs were. And yeah, he worked in the government for quite a long time. And he doesn't anymore, and he's trying to get this information out to public. So he's got some interesting specs behind his name. Like, the guy's done a few things in his life, serious things, okay? So he's definitely to be believed. So, you know, yes, if there's anyone to be believed, it's this guy, okay? And if he's got, if you know, anyone with glasses in my books is obviously a very smart individual. Look, guys, my name's Gareth Walton. If you find this interesting, give me a like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We are on 2 different YouTube channels. Daily videos on this channel, channel 2, but we also have channel 1 where we do travel vlogs every now and then. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, my dogs and cats are there. At Tallboy Gareth. Are you guys okay? Okay, everybody, good. Going back to the article, yeah, so let's read up on this. Why you'll soon be hearing a lot more serious talk about UFOs, no longer the derisible fantasies of conspiracy theorists, right? So yeah, I saw this article. I follow Nick Pope on social media, and you know, I follow really interesting characters on social media. And this guy, he posted a link to this article. I thought we'd read up on it. You know, remember how UFOs used to be laughed at? I've always thought it to be a true thing. You know, I've always had interest in it and thought that it's probably real. Some people may have, a lot of people have obviously thought, you know, oh, never. You know, I think my father was one of them. They are real, Daddy-o. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, remember how UFOs used to be laughed at? The subject of conspiracy theories, right? Well, the topic was part fringe, part science fiction, with a little bit of innuendo about, you know, bodily probing thrown in for good measure. An alien touched my bumhole repeatedly. That's what some people have been saying, all right? Some of it may be true, some of it might not be true, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying there, right? Now, what a difference 3 years makes. In that time, the narrative has flipped 180 degrees, right? UFOs are real. I'm absolutely crazy. And the subject has come out of the fringe and into the mainstream. So what changed in this time, right? Well, as former PM Harold Macmillan, used to be, was he English Prime Minister?
Harold Macmillan.
Harold Macmillan is once reported to have said, "Events, dear boy, events." Just ignore me, everybody. Just over 3 years ago, it was revealed that the conspiracy theorists were right. Hallelujah! Tinfoil hat wearing people, you were correct the whole time. And that the US government really was investigating UFOs despite the denials and debunking. So basically, the American government has said for the longest time, we're not investigating those things. They are, you know, and for good reason. They're actually there in the skies, right? Which we'll read up on a second. Now, while spun as a project, my bloody computer went crazy then. So while spun as a project to probe next generation aerospace threats, the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Investigation Program, AATIP, gee, that's a bloody tongue twister. Try saying that fast 10 times in a row. It's not happening, all right? Anyway, so AATIP really did look at UFOs, okay? They were really looking for them, American government. Or UAPs as they're known inside the government, unidentified aerial phenomenon. So once again, the government doesn't say UFOs. It's a bit too science fiction-y for their like, apparently. UAPs is what they call them. Interesting. So US Navy pilots have seen them, right? And military radar operators have tracked these mysterious crafts performing speeds, maneuvers, and accelerations that seem to go beyond anything, in our own inventory, right? So, these people aren't drunks, aren't homeless people saying, drunks are homeless. Like, I saw this thing down the street. You should have seen it. These people that are seeing these things and reporting them are, highly regarded, highly intelligent people with great jobs, pilots. And if you don't believe in UFOs, it's time to start believing, all right? The X-Files style. I want to believe, and I want you to believe too. Now, when news began to leak of this, the US Congress demanded answers. Like the media and the public, they'd been told the government wasn't researching UAPs, so they were outraged to find out that they'd been lied to, and that $22 million or 16 million pounds had in fact been spent on all of this. Classified briefings followed, and the super secret Defense Intelligence Agency wrote to the US lawmakers explaining that AATIP had produced scientific papers covering topics such as anti-gravity invisibility, anti-gravity, hang on, we'll go back to that one, invisibility, you don't see them anymore, stargates, what does a stargate do? I don't know. I better look at Star Trek. Apparently there is such a thing, apparently. And warp drives, it sounds like science fiction, but it's there for everyone to see in the congressional record. So, if you want to start digging deep, my cat's going crazy. If you want to start digging deep into those records, they're there for people to see. Unbelievable, right? Wow. Wow. Now, so the Senate Intelligence Committee took a practical interest in this. Some of their members received classified briefings and were so concerned that they demanded a formal report. Right. Their request was written into the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021 and asked Avril Lavigne, what's this guy's name? Get his name right. What's the skater boy's name?
Avril Haines.
Avril Haines, skater boy Avril Haines, and the Director of National Intelligence for an assessment of UFOs. Now, in exactly the same way that they would ask her for an assessment of the North Korean ballistic missile program, her report has been written. Various congressional committees and subcommittees have already been pre-briefed on the findings. So what's about to be revealed? Well, good question. The report's coming out soon. But what they're basically saying is, they take North Korea serious. They take China and Russia's technology serious. What do they have? So why wouldn't you take this technology, UFOs, UAPs, serious as well? I mean, this technology, as we know, is going crazy amounts of speeds, G-forces that no aircraft or human being would ever survive that we currently make. Right? These things are extremely fast. They go up in space, apparently, and into the water. No technology that we have can do any of this all in one. We have rockets for space, we have airplanes for flying, and we have submarines and boats for water. This technology does all three in one. Two in the pink and one in the stink. It's God help me. Moving on. According to leaks from senior US government administration officials who've seen the report conclusions, the study has found that there's no definitive evidence that any of the usual activity is extraterrestrial. That's interesting. But, sensationally, neither has the extraterrestrial hypothesis been ruled out. So according to this report, or according to the potential report coming out soon, they still don't know if it's extraterrestrial or not. All right, is this true or not? I don't know. So the report apparently goes on to discuss whether any of this could be attributed to secret prototype aircraft, missiles or drones, either from the US itself or from a foreign adversary, such as Russia or China. Obviously, the US option has apparently been eliminated. Apparently this isn't one part of the military blind testing new toys against another. So they're saying here, if this is to be believed, you know, can you believe this? They say it's apparently not America. It's not America testing new technology. I somewhat call bullshit on that. I do think that potentially a lot of this technology that we see in the skies is American technology. Not all of it. No, I think, you know, there's possibly a higher power out there. We'll have to wait and see what's going on, though, obviously, with this. So they're basically saying it could be, you know, Putin or China remain in the frame, just in case it could be them. So where do we go from here? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Ow, 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 where do we go? Where do we go now? Ow, I'm gonna stop now. Axl Rose, let's continue. So where do we go from here? Well, for a start, UFOs will never be ridiculed again. We now have military pilots, radar operators, and intelligence community personnel going on the record about this, framing this as a defense and national security issue. Former CIA directors, directors of national intelligence, and even presidents are saying that this is real. Whatever the true nature of this phenomenon, there's something flying in our airspace and we don't know what it is. Whether we're skeptics or believers, it's time to find out. Barack Obama did an interview recently where he kind of admitted that they're real. Look it up. He actually said there's things in the sky we can't quite explain. Something like that, you know? I'm paraphrasing. Paraphrasing? You get what I'm trying to say. The article's pretty much finished, but over the next few days, there's going to be a lot of mainstream media coverage of UFOs, with people discussing the unclassified report to Congress and speculating about what's hidden in the classified annex. How do you pronounce this one? Annex? Annex. One thing's for sure.
Annex.
One thing's for sure. The subject of UFOs will never be the same ever again. Guys, if you liked this video, consider giving us a like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because we are on 2 different YouTube channels. Thanks, Brittany. That's my cat, Brittany. Channel 2 and Channel 1. You guys know the rest. You know, I've been told. My name's Gareth, and look, we will be doing a lot more interviews about this amazing phenomenon as it comes out in the coming days, weeks, months, years. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Peace. Bye.